Hi everyone, my name is Jing Wern and I'm from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I'm doing the Bar Vocational Studies at City University of London currently, and I'm an international student here. So one of the main reasons why I chose to study here is because City is the original bar course provider and it has amazing lecturers. So before City Law School was City Law School, it was actually the Inns of Court Law School, and in 2001 it combined with City University of London to become the City Law School. So City has actually been a bar provider for a really long time. Another reason why I decided to study at City is because it produces good grades. So that is one of the reasons why I was so prompted to study here. From a very young age, I always known that I wanted to be a barrister. So after doing my law degree LLB at University of Bristol, I decided to come to London to do my bar training course, which is sort of like this qualification for you to this qualification that you have to get for you to qualify as a barrister in the UK. So I decided to do my bar course here because I think one of the things is there is an LLM, sort of like a master's that they offer if you do your bar course here, and you get to write an additional dissertation. So knowing that the City Law School has lots of amazing employment law tutors, I decided to do my bar course here because I wanted to write a dissertation on employment law. Employment law is one of the subjects that I'm more interested in currently because it has a lot of things that's going on in this field and I'm very interested in it. So being able to do a dissertation on it would be really, really interesting. So basically that's another reason why I wanted to do my bar course here at City. That's because I get to get an additional accreditation for an LLM, and I get to do something that I really like. I've done around 4 to 5 legal internships in Malaysia, and I feel like these internships has been very important and useful to me because they have really shown me the reality of the law world, and it has taught me on so many different things. For example, how to communicate with other people and just learning how to use different databases. These internships has given me a real sense of how the law is like in the real world and how to apply them instead of just learning them off the books. I've also done 2 mini pupillages in the UK, and I feel like this experience has allowed me to compare and contrast the differences of being a barrister in Malaysia and in the UK. As of now, I'm not too sure which jurisdiction I want to work in. Both are really interesting to me, but this is something that I guess I'll have to decide very soon. But I'm very grateful to have different sort of experience in different countries so that I know which country is the right choice for me. And other than my legal experience, I've also done some part-time jobs, for example in student representation, editing, or even tutoring young kids. I feel like this experience has really taught me a lot of things as well. For example, in my tutoring job, I really learned how to communicate with very young children because at that time I was tutoring primary school kids, and speaking to primary school kids is so different from speaking to everyone else because you really need to, make sure that they focus and understand what you're trying to say. So that has been a real an interesting challenge in my opinion, and I really enjoyed that job as well. Basically, in my opinion, I think that studying overseas is a really, really great opportunity for you to discover what you want to do and who you are. That's really because you're moving out from your comfort zone into a whole new world to live by yourself and just do everything by yourself. I really enjoy this learning process because it has taught me so many valuable things. For example, very simple things like cooking for myself, preparing for uni and stuff like that. I feel like these are the sort of things that really help you realize what you want to do in life. I think stepping out of your comfort zone is a very important thing to do to just realize your potentials and what you want to do in life. For example, I think after coming to the UK, I realized that I really enjoy studying the law because it is so different from what I expected to be. And I think this process has really taught me on who I am as a person and helped me learn so many new skills. For example, just communicating with new people. I think all of these are really great experiences that I've learned since I've came to the UK. I think the best part about coming to City is that number one, it is in London, and number two, I've met so many new people here from many different countries, and that is so interesting. I got to talk to so many people and learn about their country, their background, their culture, and we even talk about things like the food we eat in our country, and that is so interesting because meeting these people allowed me to just learn new stuff about countries that I've never been to before. And I feel like these are the sort of things I really appreciate as an international student here in London. I really enjoy advocacy classes. So basically, these are the classes where you learn how to ask your witness questions in court and how to communicate with your clients and stuff like that. So the module that I enjoy the most is criminal advocacy, where you get to cross-examine and examine in chief your witnesses in court. I feel like these are so interesting because you learn how to just ask questions in the correct way and in a way for you to get the evidences that you need in court. And I always enjoy these sort of classes at school. I always look forward to them each week because they're so much fun. You just get to, test out the new skills that you have learned, and also just ask your tutor on whether what you're doing is correct or wrong, and also just sit back to watch what your tutorial mates are doing and what they can improve on, what you can improve on, and I just really enjoy these classes. I was a City Student Union ambassador, but I've stopped working now because of my upcoming exams. I really enjoyed that job because it allowed me to learn a lot of different things. For example, student representation for sure, and how to communicate with different people and answer questions regarding the university to new students. I feel like that job has taught me a lot on how to make friends and just how to socialize and have fun, which is really great because the law course can get very intense, and I really like to just talk to people about it, and it makes me feel more relaxed, so I really enjoyed that job. I think the bar training course has definitely prepared me on the things that I need to know as a barrister, and it has equipped me with the basic skills that I need. I definitely got the chance to develop these skills through interaction and communication with my tutors and friends in class. And I think one other thing that I learned from this course is how to manage my time better. We have around 6 to 10 hours of classes each week, and I feel like it doesn't sound like a lot, but the preparatory work can get really intense sometimes, so you really have to know how to balance your time well in order to fully prepare for these classes. And I'm really thankful that I learned this sort of skill now, because I think as a barrister, your timetable can get quite packed, and these are the sort of preparatory skills that you may need. I think the next step in life for me is to get a pupillage, and I think that City has been teaching me all the basic skills that I need. Another thing that stands out about City is that there is an active career service department that you can actually consult and ask for advice, and I always make use of this service because I feel like the more practice I have with interviews and application questions, the better. And I always become more confident when going for an interview after I get the opportunity to practice it with somebody. And I think the City Career Services has really helped me a lot on this. This is a really interesting question, and there's always this saying that goes, oh, AI is replacing lawyers, you no longer need lawyers in future. And I think this is a really interesting thing to say because number one, that's correct in a sense because AI is really taking on a lot of jobs, but at the same time, it is also very true that if you have AI to help you out with certain aspects of your job, you can do your job more efficiently. And I think this is definitely true in the legal world because if you get technology to do most of the stuff for you, you can actually, find points about what you're doing. For example, build your arguments better because you have more time to research on the law that you're arguing on. And I think this is just something that I found really interesting, but I'm not too sure about it yet. But this is something that I'm reading up on right now. So yes, that's something that I thought was really interesting in this industry and I really want to learn more about it. This is really interesting as well. I think that it is very important to take a step back sometimes and just appreciate what you have at the moment. So I'm left with about 5 months to go for my master's program, and I'm going to miss it so much because I really enjoy the student/uni life. So my advice to you is to just take a step back, enjoy what you're currently doing because your next step would be finding a job, and that would be a completely different experience from what you have now. So enjoy it while it lasts and just make the best out of everything that you're doing right now.